She'll never say it out loud. Not to her friends, not even to herself in the quiet. But deep down, there's a hunger. Not for compliments or flowers, but for something that cuts deeper than surface-level attention. She wants to be shaken, moved, pulled out of the ordinary, and made to feel something that leaves a mark, something that makes her remember you. The reality, most men never get there. They've been conditioned to play safe, to always be polite, to follow the script of what's expected, but predictability kills attraction. You weren't built to blend into the background. You were built to ignite something inside her, to be the man who lingers in her mind long after you're gone. Too many guys are stuck repeating the same tired cycle, texting too much, giving too much, hoping effort will spark desire. But effort alone doesn't create magnetism. What pulls her in isn't how much you pour out. It's what you keep back. It's the quiet fire behind your composure. It's the edge, the aura, the mystery, the silence that says more than any flattery ever could. And today, I'm going to show you how to unlock that. Not by pretending, not by forcing, but by stepping so fully into your own presence that she has no choice but to lean closer. This isn't about manipulation. It's about becoming grounded, unshakable, and tapping into the 4 emotional triggers that create obsession. If you're done being overlooked, if you've given until you're empty and still feel unseen, this is your wake-up call. What I'm about to share isn't just advice. It's the beginning of her craving you in a way she won't even understand. Oh, and before I forget, I've got something special for you, an ebook, Invisible to Irresistible, How to Get Any Girl in Just 3 Days. It reveals the hidden secrets to making any woman crave you. Grab it now. Link in the description or pinned comment. Trick number 1, she loves to feel intrigued. She won't admit it, but she's drawn to the man who leaves space, the one who doesn't rush to explain himself, who lets silence do the talking, who moves with intention instead of noise. In that space, she starts to feel something she can't quite name. What she can't predict, she wants to understand. What she can't control, she wants to earn. She doesn't crave full access. She craves the discovery. Every moment of restraint builds tension. And tension isn't the enemy. It's the invitation. Picture the man who enters a room and doesn't perform. His stillness has weight. His presence speaks louder than volume. She notices because she feels his gravity. He isn't chasing. She's drawn in because he carries substance. And when you give too much too soon, when you open every door before she knocks, the mystery dies. Desire doesn't grow in full access. It grows in what unfolds slowly. She wants the man who reveals himself layer by layer. The one who says, "You'll get to know me." Because when she feels she's figured you out, the imagination fades and so does attraction. You're not hiding. You're pacing the reveal. Let her earn each part. Let her feel she's unlocking something rare. When she presses for more, you give her only what belongs to the moment. Not avoidance, but invitation. Restraint isn't a game, it's presence. It's the calm before the storm and the storm itself. When she rereads your messages, when she wonders what you meant, it's your mystery doing the work. She returns for discovery, not validation. So move slower. Give less noise and more depth. Let your truths arrive like keys. Because a woman doesn't fall when she fully knows you. She falls when she realizes she never fully will. The man who carries mystery with integrity is the one she never forgets. Trick number 2, she loves to feel challenged. Not by conflict, but by conviction. She doesn't want a man who agrees with everything. She wants the one who doesn't fold, who doesn't chase approval, who speaks with calm clarity that moves something deeper inside her. A man who can disagree without defensiveness commands respect without trying. He doesn't perform. He doesn't seek applause. His stillness has weight, and his attention must be earned. That's what shifts the energy. She leans in, not because you tried to win her, but because you didn't flinch. You didn't change your plans to please her. You didn't laugh at jokes that weren't funny. You held your truth without apology. And she felt the edge, the boundary, the quiet fire. Women aren't drawn to compliance. They're drawn to conviction. The man who says, "This is who I am, take it or leave it," and means it. He leads without forcing. He listens without losing himself. And in that steadiness, she senses security built from purpose, not performance. She will test you, she will poke and push, not to break you, but to see what you're made of. When you stay centered, she pays attention. Every moment you don't flinch adds weight to how she sees you. You don't rush to reply, You don't rearrange your life for attention. You value your time. You guard your peace. You're not hard to get. You're hard to shake. Most men bend to avoid loneliness. They say yes when they mean maybe. They leak power trying to keep the peace. She feels that. But when you hold your standard, when you don't abandon your mission for a moment of validation, she feels something else: safety, structure, strength. And she begins to compare without trying because you gave her something rare, a reason to rise. When she sees your boundaries are real, she softens. She trusts. And the loyalty that follows is something no amount of chasing could ever earn. Trick number 3. She loves to feel uncertain. She won't admit it, but the quiet suspense she feels around a man who isn't fully predictable draws her in deeper than certainty ever could. She doesn't want chaos. She wants tension, the space between what she senses and what she still can't define. When you live a life that doesn't orbit her, when you reveal yourself in layers instead of pouring everything out, she feels emotional gravity. Predictability kills desire. Uncertainty keeps her imagination alive. You don't disappear. You simply don't hand her full access. You don't answer instantly. You don't explain every move. You give meaning with fewer words and let her wonder about the rest. In that gap, curiosity grows. Emotional traction builds. She remembers the men who made her reach for clarity, not the ones who gave everything away at once. Most men overshare, thinking it creates closeness. But closeness without mystery falls flat. Attraction thrives in what unfolds slowly. She leans in when she feels there's more to discover. When she asks what you're thinking, you share a piece, not the whole blueprint. You let her stitch your silence into meaning. And because people value what they reach for, her emotional investment deepens. When you give space, when you don't text first every time, when you let a day breathe, your attention becomes a choice, not a reflex. And that choice lands with weight. You aren't distant, you're deliberate. You live with purpose, not for approval. Not everything you do revolves around her, and that pulls her in. Predictability made past women lose interest because you gave closure too soon. But suspense keeps her imagination alive. You detach from need, not care. You enjoy her, but don't depend on her for identity. And when she wonders about you, when anticipation builds, she feels something she can't control. That's what keeps her coming back. That's what keeps her curious. Trick number 4, she wants the feeling of earned reward. Giving her everything rarely works because people don't value what requires no effort. When you offer constant attention, endless compliments, and unconditional availability, she doesn't feel chosen. She feels handed something she never earned. And what costs nothing eventually means nothing. But when you live with purpose, when your time is scarce and your standards are clear, the dynamic flips. She begins to lean in because your attention is no longer automatic. It is selective, and selectiveness creates value. When you stop offering validation for free, she starts asking herself what she must do to keep your attention. Your praise becomes a mirror of her effort, not her beauty. Your presence becomes aspirational, not predictable. She begins to rise because your attention feels earned, not owed. You aren't withholding, you are requiring, and requirement creates attraction. Most men collapse here. They mistake kindness for compliance and become agreeable to avoid tension. But women don't remember convenience. They remember conviction. When you say no with calm clarity, when you disagree without being defensive, you signal strength, not arrogance alignment. And that alignment creates emotional gravity. She feels it when you keep your plans. She feels it when you don't abandon your routines for a late night text. She feels it when you don't respond instantly to vague messages. Not because you're distant, but because you respect your own center. That steadiness challenges her to rise instead of coast. The stronger your presence becomes, the more she will test it. Not to break you, but to see if it's real. If you remain grounded through her emotional waves, she begins to trust. And once she trusts your emotional strength, she gives what most men never receive: depth, loyalty, and genuine affection. You didn't demand it, you embodied your values, and she responded to the standard.